Yo, what's up YouTube? Dragothien Gaming coming back with another Rise of Kingdoms video, and today, new year, new Lillith. What is going on right now? There are some huge changes coming into the game of Rise of Kingdoms. We have update 1.0.54, Birth of Spring. We're going to check that out right now. It's going to be a little bit of a longer video. This is a lengthy update, so bear with me. I'm going to put timestamps in this video to help you guys along with it. So without further ado, let's check it out. All right, y'all, here we go. We have update 1.0.54, Birth of Spring. This is probably one of the first videos I've ever done of this. I've never really been too keen to doing these, but this seems like it's a pretty hefty update. So we're going to go through this with you guys. We're going to give you some thoughts and opinions. This is my first time reading it right now. This is pretty much a live video, even though I'm not live, but it's pretty much live, kind of, sort of. So we're going to go through this for the very first time with you guys. I'm obviously going to do a little bit of editing here and there, but we're going to give you our thoughts on all of these as we go along. So, greetings, Governor. We plan to update the game version to 1.0.54, Birth of Spring, at around UTC 2022. January 17th. Before the update, you can download data in advance via events to earn nice rewards. We all know this already. Okay, let's get into the juicy stuff. Spring Festival events will go live within 2 weeks after the update. The winter will soon be over and the joys of spring upon us. Let's celebrate the time with our festive series. Lunar New Year. Complete quests for 7 days to win great rewards. Lantern City. Collect points to earn rewards for you and your alliance members. Night Fireworks. Collect and throw copper tokens into the wishing box for good luck in the Lantern City event. Gifts of the season. Exchange for a wide variety of prizes, including a new city theme. Spring Festival Riches. Collect ingredients to prepare for the Spring Festival Feast. There's a lot of events here. Spring Festival Feast. Prepare food for a heartwarming meal. Family gathering, which we have had in the Thanksgiving events. Join a big banquet with fellow alliance members. So you'll probably see a little bit of the similarities between what we had in the Thanksgiving event kind of coming together for the Spring Festival. And then obviously you're going to have the Lunar New Year and the City Lantern, which we have had, I think, 2 out of the past 3 years. I think Lilith did skip the Lunar New Year, I think once. But for those who are familiar, it's, you know, it's kind of like the firework event where you're just kind of doing a little bit of extra things here and there and you're getting some nice rewards. Lucky Red Packet. Begin the new year on a high with a delightful Lucky Packet gift. This is very much like the Christmas gifts, and in a sense, you're not gonna have to send a reindeer out to your alliance mate city. I'm pretty sure you throw this into alliance chat and people have to pretty much spam it really quickly to try and get rewards. It's kind of a fun event. Next we have Protect the Supplies, which is going to be coming back. That's very nice. Arms Training Lohar, which will also be coming back as well during these events. So all in all, a very nice seasonal event. I want to say and predict that when this goes live, when the Spring Festival events go live, so roughly at about, we're gonna have our update in about a week. These are going live in about 2 weeks, which then will be kind of February. We will be getting the new cavalry commanders, which Lilith leaked to us yesterday. Those being the new cavalry commanders, the French military commander Bertrand de it's French, and I said this before with a German accent, so Weslin, maybe, I guess. I don't know, French accents are very hard for me. And a key figure of medieval Russia, Alexander Yaroslavich Nevsky. So I'm predicting that when this goes live, once we see the Spring Festival hit live, we will probably then see these new commanders probably very shortly after. Heading on to point 2, new Tempest Clash event now available. Our ambitions stretch far beyond the great ocean. Raging seas will not quell our thirst for victory. And we will draw strength from our mighty sails until the entire world is conquered or explored. In Tempest Clash, 10 governors are split into 2 teams of 5 to battle on the high seas. Each team has one supply ship laden with goods that they must protect. Destroy the other team's supply ship to win. There are 3 types of ships available in the event. Each governor must choose one type to enter the battlefield. Each ship type has its own unique skills that can help you to claim victory. Tempest Clash puts every governor on an equal footing on the battlefield. Any bonuses attached to governors will be inactive on this battlefield. Governor's City Hall must be at least level 7 to enter Tempest Clash on the battlefield. In order to provide governors with the best gaming experience, we've opened up the high seas for warfare. In Tempest Clash event, battles entirely different from land-based warfare, with governors getting frequent opportunities to command warships. Warship skills do not require rage to activate, testing governors' mastery of warships and their observation of the battlefield. Each of the 3 ship types has its own strengths and weaknesses over the other types. Team cooperation and mastery of combat is key to victory. So, interesting. I like the aspect. I do and do not like the aspect that you only have to be level 7 City Hall. So what and even in our jumper project that we are going to probably encounter in the next 4 days, once we land in Final Kingdom, there's going to be so many new players into Rise of Kingdoms. And I did a test account maybe like 3 or 4 months back just to see, and that's really when I got the idea to do my jumper project. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many new players still coming into Rise of Kingdoms. You're gonna have total newbies in this game playing this mode who don't know anything about Rise of Kingdoms. And it seems like, look, they're taking away the rage. No buffs are going to be available. You're pretty much just selecting 3 types of the warships and then you're going to battle at it. So it seems like it's almost a little bit of a different game. So I'm curious to see what kind of Rise of Kingdoms flair they are going to put into Tempest Clash. But if and when they do put that Rise of Kingdoms flair into Tempest Clash, then you're gonna have total noobs not knowing what certain things are from Rise of Kingdoms. Again, like maybe you're getting some kind of commander buffs or something like that. I don't know. Let's see how this plays out. I mean, I like the fact that we're testing. This is my theory. This is Lilith's test to see how they can do with going to like sea-based warfare or something like that, or like the animations. And this is pretty much their beta test until we get a mode within KVK that is going to allow us to kind of build through water or something of that nature. I think this is what they are trying to do here, where this is kind of like their beta phase of, all right, let's try some of these sea battles and see how they work. It's going to be interesting and fun to say the least, because it is something new coming into Rise of Kingdoms, and anything new into Rise of Kingdoms is always a good thing. I'm just a little skeptical at the moment, but let's continue. This one is huge. My buddy sent this to me, so I did lie. I did read this one part. So, card up in the top. Go check out my gold key rant that I did. It was one of my very first videos. This is pretty cool. All right, so point 3, new city building. We have the museum. So if we're gonna get another city building, Lilith, please make our city layouts a little bit bigger, because I'm quite honestly, I'm strapped for space. Like, you give me all these cool decorations and I'm putting them where I can. You give me crystal mine and the crystal research center. Can you make our city layouts a little bit bigger, because it's getting tight. It's getting real tight, bro. Like, I need some more real estate within my city. I can't govern my city properly if you ain't giving me the real estate. So, side rant over. Going back to point 3. New city building, the museum. After the season of Conquest has begun, governors can build a new structure in their cities, the museum. The museum has a total of 14 exhibits, each belonging to a legendary commander. Governors can unlock exhibits using exhibit coins and buy relics using relic coins to provide commanders with powerful buffs. The first batch of commander exhibits, the first batch. There's gonna be more, is what they're telling us. They have plans to release more of these commanders into this museum. First batch of commanders in the exhibits in the museum are Double C, Minamoto, Ethelfled, Hannibal, Richard Charles, El Cid, Isong, Mulan, Ragnar, Mehmed, Freddy, Julius, and Charlemagne. During Season of Conquest, governors from different kingdoms will own different commanders, resulting in an imbalance of commander power among governors. We have introduced a new museum system to help governors to strengthen certain commanders, allowing them to better face the challenges of Season of Conquest. So again, go check out my gold key rant video, or I posted it before, but go check that out. So it's kind of starting now to help that process. Again, my gold key, I don't know how they're going to be buffing or how we're going to be using these relic coins, but look, I'm almost 2 years of gameplay into this game. Okay, gold key drops are not the most friendly. So we have El Cid and Freddy. Like, I'm still quite a good amount away from maxing these guys or having them anywhat useful or viable on the field. They're pretty much just sitting here. That was the whole premise of my gold key rant. So thank you, Lillith, for doing something to boost the pick rate of these commanders and at least, you know, help for something. One of my points in the gold key rant was, look, free-to-play struggle with keeping up with the bigger power players. Yes, these commanders, most like Julius and Freddy and Mehmed, they're not the greatest, but they are better in some senses than the epic tier commanders that you are getting. So they are going to help to an extent. Now, how they are going to be, you know, giving us access to these commanders, what kind of buffs they're going to be getting, who knows? And I hope it's not just giving them buffs and saying like, here's your, you know, here, now use your Max Freddy because we're going to be buffing him a little bit. Well, hold up, Lilith, because now people don't. Are you now trying to incentivize us to spend gold heads into Freddy, into Mehmed, into Charlemagne? Like, if that's what you are getting at and you're just simply buffing them, then nah, dude, that's not cool. We got to see how this plays out, but this is pretty huge. This is pretty big. It's going to give us a little bit more flexibility when we get into Season of Conquest through, again, just theory crafting and the combinations of commanders and stuff. That's such a huge part of Rise of Kingdoms. So doing anything to that system is going to be beneficial. However, I'm going to tame my excitement and just say I'm skeptical on this just for now, because if you are going to be simply buffing these commanders, well, what's the point of buffing the commanders if I can't expertise the damn commanders after 2 years of opening gold keys, Lilith? Think. So let's see how it plays out. I might be overreacting a little bit. Point 4, more big points, again. This is gonna be a big video. I'm gonna have timestamps for you guys so you can kind of skip through a little bit of this. Point 4, the Lost Kingdom Desert Conquest. Coming soon, we'll go live in a few kingdoms within 2 weeks after the update. We have followed the trail of our predecessors in search of incalculable treasure buried deep underground. This search has led us to a barren wasteland filled with abandoned structures and towering monuments to long lost glories. The very landscape is a challenge as our troops struggle in vain against bitter desert storms that daily frustrate our progress. We have no doubt that any victory here must be won by gradual steps. Kingdoms taking part in Season of Conquest now have the chance to play through an all-new story, Desert Conquest, through the Pioneer event. In this story, governors will experience a new Lost Kingdom with a unique fortress buildings and the prestige system. Governors from all camps will have to get to grips with all new gameplay to devise a strategy for victory. So we have a new map, a new wasteland desert map awaits. Governors with the strength to conquer it. Sea of Death. Okay, so I might have to retake back what I was talking about with Tempest Clash, because maybe they are ready for some kind of sea terrain. The Desert Conquest story incorporates the Sea of Death terrain, a realm separated by a vast mountain range, entirely devoid of resource points and barbarian forts. Governors cannot teleport to or build into the Sea of Death. Okay, so wrong kind of sea. So Tempest Clash is still their beta phase, pretty much, of saying, hey, we want to incorporate sea battles into Rise of Kingdoms at some point. sea and territory building potentially. This is not the kind of sea that I was thinking about, but this is pretty cool. So this is pretty much like Death Valley of sorts for us American players who know of that. That's pretty cool. So devoid of resource points, no barbarian forts, can't teleport or build. So you're pretty much just walking through, and it's maybe going to be this, you know, battlefield, kind of like that 300. Who knows? Colossi, the colossal statues around the Sea of Death will grant bonuses and significant prestige upon occupation. Occupying Colossi is key to victory. So we're probably going to get like King of the Hill gameplay here is what this is telling me, is pretty much occupy, or even for the Call of Duty players out there, for those Call of Duty buffs out there, this is kind of like domination, where you have to occupy a certain point for a certain amount of time, and then you move on to your next points, and then you're pretty much trading those points back and forth. But this probably won't be as fast paced as that. So this is kind of telling me we're going to get a little bit of domination, King of the Hill type vibes with the Colossis. Fortresses. There are two types of fortresses in the Sea of Death: the Desert Fortress and the Ancient Fortress, both of which can be occupied by any camp. Governors must make good use of these two fortifications to progress strategically through the barren waste and occupy more passes, colossi, and holy sites. Okay, I'm quite curious as to what these are going to do, because you can't build in the Sea of Death. There's no resource points or anything like that. You only have the colossis, which are going to be your hard points to occupy. Interesting. I'm curious now to see where they're going with this. If you guys got any thoughts or comments, especially on this fortress or in this new KVK mode down below, please leave a comment down below. I'm very curious to see your guys' thoughts. Generals, a story-specific role acting as a manager of a fortress. Any coalition member can choose to assemble their troops at a fortress, which will grant the overseeing general the right to garrison, assemble, and dispatch such troops within as he or she sees fit. Interesting. I actually saw a little bit of this too. I forgot where it was, but apparently your generals are going to be able, so if I put my troops into a fortress, the general is going to be able to reassemble the, I guess you're going to have formations they had mentioned. I forgot where I saw this exactly, but there's going to be like formations that you can set within your fortresses, and your generals are going to be able to pretty much play with people's troops. See how that goes. So that's going to be interesting too. This whole mode is all totally new. It seems like it's all totally new functionality to what we are used to in Rise of Kingdoms. So this is all very, very cool and exciting news. Prestige. Your prestige score is a composite of your individual prestige, coalition prestige, and camp prestige, and is earned by killing such severely wounding enemy troops or occupying colossi and holy sites. Obtain significant prestige to receive a reward from the Crusader Achievements and Honor Roll leaderboard. So this is again now kind of similar to Honor, but now where you have Honor is just barbs and barbs and ruins and stuff like that. Now you can obtain this prestige from killing / severely wounding, and then occupying, which are going to, I guess, be like more updated ruins and altars with the colossi and the holy sites. This is pretty cool. This is going to incentivize players, again, who are chasing Crusader achievements to then fight instead of Farmville in Zone 4 with your barbs and all that stuff. So good signs here. I like that. Healing potions. Healing potions are a new resource type in the story that can be given by camps to governors or won via engagements against enemy forces. Governors will have the option of healing severely wounded units in the hospital through these healing potions. Hallelujah. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, how many troops you're going to be able to heal? Who knows? Are they going to heal immediately? Are we not going to have to use speed ups? Are we not going to have to use resources? Who knows? But hallelujah. They are somewhat listening, because healing costs are so goddamn ridiculous. Look, guys, if you guys have been following my streams, look, I started off with like 3+ billion food, around 1.6 billion stone, which I underfarmed a little bit, 2.4 billion gold. I've done a decent amount of heavy fighting. My Hall of Heroes is pretty decent for one zone. I have about 15 million kills. I'm kind of a top fighter in my kingdom. I cannot look. I know a lot of people are enamored with the bigger content creators. I mean, they're cool. You can watch them fight endlessly, but normal people like me and like you guys, we cannot do that. And I know that those players and those content creators have also asked for that change, but you can clearly see that they are really unaffected by it because they can still fight non-stop. And your big players, of course, can fight non-stop. Normal people like me, we cannot do that. We have to somewhat pace ourselves in the heat of these wars that we're going in. So thank you for listening a little bit. Who knows how they are going to be progressing with this, but let's continue. We hope that the story will be a unique experience for governors who have played Season of Conquest stories such as Heroic Anthem and Strife of the Eight over the years. Desert Conquest Sea of Death brings a strategic richness to the story, increasing the intensity of the campaign, while the Fortress and General system allow governors to seek out combat at a pace that suits them. There we go. I just mentioned pace. They just mentioned pace. Maybe we're getting on the same wavelength here a little bit, Lillith. Let's see. All right, now we're jumping in 2.5 Osiris League Grand Final improvements. So those points 3 and 4, I think, are the biggest. The commander buffs that we're going to be getting with the museum, and then 4, obviously, we're getting a new KVK mode. Let's see as we progress. But I think we got through most of the juicy stuff now, guys. Osiris League Grand Final improvements. The finals have been changed to a best of 3 system. The match will end once one side has won twice. Contestants for the grand finals will be locked in once preparation phase rest period is complete. The roster will consist of 30 Vanguard combatants and 15 backup combatants. Once the battle's ended, no changes can be made to the roster. Buffs for governors in the grand finals have been changed to allow for a fairer fight. What kind of buffs? Did you get rid of VIP 18? You should have gotten rid of it. If that is the case, you should have gotten rid of VIP 18 for Osiris League in general. Get rid of it. That was such nonsense last season, guys. I don't know if you caught it. 60 GT just blew up. VIP 18 just became a thing. I'm not going to get into it, but I think it was a little bit nonsense. Rewards for champions have been changed. A personalized alliance symbol has been added for the champion alliance, allowing them to show off their victory. This replaces the city theme reward. Interesting. Cool. All right, other changes. Yeah, so we really got through the meat and potatoes. Points 3 and 4 are definitely the biggest ones, and then obviously we have the Spring Festival event, and then Tempest Clash. Tempest Clash is more or less of like a beta, so I'm not super excited for that, but let's see. Other changes. A number of roles and skills have been added or changed as part of the Soroli Crisis event. When selecting roles and skills, governors will now be able to make clear their preference and cooperation strategies. We also made adjustments to Chieftain's skill damage. I like this. I do like this. There should give you a preference, because a lot of the time, like I know in Soroli, oh, this is Soroli Crisis. I'm thinking of the Soroli. Let's continue. Blueprints of Legendary Accessories, Greatest Glory, and Concealed Dagger are now available in Holy Knight's Treasure event. After updating, Greatest Glory and Concealed Dagger will become usable prior to the commencement of Season of Conquest. So we will get the Greatest Glory and Holy Knight you are going to be able to use in KVK Season 2 now, or actually KVK Season 1. KVK Season 1 through 3, you can use Dagger and Greatest Glory. Very cool. After updating kingdoms that have not entered the Eve of the Crusade event of Lost Kingdom Season 1 and later seasons will be sent custom resource bundles and 7-day select supplies. For kingdoms that have entered Lost Kingdom Season 1, the aforementioned bundles will be replaced with special resource bundles and 7-day premium bundles. Moving on. After updating, limited resource bundles will no longer be available. 7-day limited wood, stone, food, gold supplies will also no longer be available for purchase. Any limited supplies already purchased will no longer be. Okay, cool. Cool. No, probably no one bought those anyway. 5, fixed an issue where Takeda Shinjin's expertise skill had an incorrect description in some languages. The commander's actual battle strength has not been changed. Sure. Sure. Yeah, okay. We would love to hear you think about this. Give us feedback. Governors, complete feedback to receive gifts. So all in all, I think this is a pretty solid update. Again, we're getting our Spring Festival update. We're getting a new mode, Tempest Clash, which is going to be kind of like a beta test to see if we can actually run sea battles. And then we have our big new announcements with the museum and then the new Lost Kingdom coming. So this is going to be exciting. I'm very curious to see how these changes are going to take effect. Big changes coming into Rise of Kingdoms in 2022. Speaking of big changes, if anyone knows about that World of Alliance update, because I actually went back into Kingdom 1245 when I made that video, card up in the top if you guys missed my World of Alliances video. I went back into that account and that tab was gone. So I don't know, and I tried to reach out to some people in 1245, but they're mainly Korean Kingdom. So I don't know if World of Alliances is still a thing. I think they may have pulled it back. That was part of the really big changes that was happening into Rise of Kingdoms in 2022. We have more big changes coming into Rise of Kingdoms in 2022. Very exciting stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Some really nice changes coming, but I think we just have to ease our expectations a little bit and wait. I think the really exciting thing out of this is definitely the new KVK mode. I'm not too thrilled about the museum just yet. I really need to wait and see what they mean by buffing the commanders. If you don't have them expertise, are you still getting some decent amount of buffs out of them? Because again, guys, it's been 2 years. I've been opening tons of gold keys. I buy the seasonal bundles a decent amount, which gives you more gold keys. So I've had more access to gold keys than most players, and I'm still not close to expertising some of those guys. So I don't really know what they mean by doing buffs. I'm not really super excited about that until we see what is going to happen. I am excited about our new Lost Kingdom, the Desert Conquest. This seems pretty dope. It's going to add a little bit different functionalities and just overall general gameplay that we are not used to in Rise of Kingdoms. So I'm very excited for this, and I can't wait for us to get our hands on it. We're going to have to play around with our accounts a little bit, because I do have an account that is going to be entering Season of Conquest, but I have my main account that's going to be going back to KVK Season 2. So now I'm really going to have to kind of step it up and bring one of these accounts into, so I can check out Desert of Conquest. But stay tuned for all that. I love you guys. I hope you're enjoying your week. Everyone, take care. If you enjoyed the video, please consider slapping a like on it. Hit the sub button, guys. I think we're less than like 25 subs away from 1K. I love y'all so much. Thank you for the support. I'm out. Have a good day. Take care. Peace.